So we're finished. Welcome to the finale of Cheap to Charming. So this is two-part. First, Dave's going to go out and shoot this, and then he's also going to shoot this. This is an unmodified, unfettled version of the 951, and this is the Cheap to Charming gun. And he's going to give his vaguely honest opinion. Then we're going to come back here and look over them.
So it's finally the last Cheap to Charming. I know you've all been waiting for it eagerly. I know it's taken a little bit longer to get out than what we wanted. Sorry, it's time and what have you. So we're at Owls Lodge Shooting Ground today, home of ex-Olympian Richard Folds, and we're going to test out the gun that Johnny's been working so hard on. So I'm going to start off shooting a bit of sport trap with the standard, unaltered, unplayed with 951, fresh out the box. As you can see, it's a bit boring looking and not quite as nice as a Cheap to Charming. For an out of the box gun for the money, I can't really moan at that. It shoots alright, it shoots like a 12 bore. Doesn't shoot like my gun, but it's not my gun. Can't really say too much bad about these because there isn't that much to say about them. They're not as refined as your £1,000 plus guns, but what do you expect? It shoots. It's a brilliant gun for learning. Let's go have a go on the Cheap to Charming and see what that can do. As you can tell, it's a hell of a lot nicer. Big squishy pad, just better. Grip's a lot nicer. He's put a bit of cast on it and twisted stock around a bit. It's lovely. So let's have a go, see how much better it is. Shoots a little bit higher than what I'd like, but now I know that. Shoots significantly nicer. Shoots a little bit higher than what I'm used to, so had to compensate quite a lot for that. But otherwise, can't moan. Well worth putting the work in. So we've moved around to a different set of traps. Going to have a go on those and see how we go on. So I'm going to be using the cheap one first, or the unaltered cheap one. As you can see, it shoots pretty well. Not my gun, not my big heavy Browning. It's a bit harder for me to move around, but let's go have a go with the other one, see how that gets on. Got used to this a little bit more now. It does handle a little bit better for me now. I've had a few shots with it. Shoots a little bit high, but used to that now and could get over that. The Cheap to Charming gun seems to move a lot better and freer in my hands, unlike the other one, just because of the rebalance and the work that's been done to it. So we've moved around to the sporting layout onto the shoot. See how the cheap one performs. Right, let's see how the other gun performs. This is the nice one. All use Promatic traps with buttons. You can put it on solo delay if you're on your own, or in all these different settings. They're fantastic. You have a little credit card, take that round with you, stick it in, it knows exactly how many clays you've had, get back to the clubhouse, pay, done. Have a go with the nice one at what we've just shot, so the left to right blaze and the left to right rabbit. And now the blaze. Cheap Charming today has been a good bit of fun. I can definitely tell the difference in this gun compared to this gun. It took a little bit getting used to, just like every gun does. But yeah, well done, Johnny. You can really feel the balance, the way you've extended into the grip. It's just a little bit nicer, makes it better. But that said, there's nothing wrong with this one. If you have a budget of not a lot to go and get your first gun, or you want a gun to beat about, go and get a Webley. They're fantastic.
So we're going to start at the backs of these guns. We're going to do a quick comparison of what we've done. So let's go. We put a red pad on it because it's cool, and because if anything it needs to be a little bit more unique. Actually, these red pads are really good at recoil reduction, and I think they look quite smart. Perhaps not the best idea for a sporting gun, but hey, it's my project, I'll do what I want. The original pad, there's actually nothing wrong with, but they are quite hard and quite tacky, and this is a bit more all-round practical. Plus, it was a little short with standard, so the length of the extra pad was quite good. The wood, if you have a look at the wood on this gun, you can see it's a very open grain. You've got a lot of very high grip marks coming this way. You've got some larger scratches. You've got swell marks on the head here. We removed all of those, and we put a real quick and easy oil finish on the gun, purely because it just makes it look prettier, right? Other than overall finish, we actually did a lot of woodwork as well, as you'll remember. As you can see between the two, the lines on this one are just that much straighter, that much sleeker, and hence just gives it a more professional look. So a bit of dry wax on there. So this has a bit of a humpback, this is straight. We also picked out the nose of the stock there because it just makes it look better, period. If we flick the guns over, you'll have a look. We improved the wood to metal fit of the trigger guard as well, so that actually this gun flows a lot better. You don't have that sort of 4 to 5mm drop there. That also sorted out the radius of the grip just to be a little bit more pleasing in the hand. Inside the action, we tightened up the triggers a little bit. We just made them that little bit less scrunchy, a little bit tighter, a little bit crisper. They're still not perfect, but you know, we're not rebuilding this gun. And the final thing we did was on the fore end, we took that schnabel off and just made it a little bit more versatile. And the versatility is what it's all about, a little bit more of a sporter, given that this is Cheap Charming, the sporter. The last thing we did was rebalance it. Unfortunately, this obviously increased overall weight, so you're going to end up with a more heavy gun. However, the fact this 8-pound one actually puts it in a more appropriate weight class for a sporting shotgun than where it was before. And more importantly, actually balances fairly well. Regrets, things I would have done differently. Things I would have done differently, definitely should have put a palm swivel in there, definitely should have put a proper radius on the grip, and then should have recheckered it. And I say should have, the time investment thereafter would have actually increased exponentially. It would have then been a huge burden on time. Whereas in reality, the time investment getting you from this to this isn't too bad. There's a lot of waiting time, waiting for oil to dry, waiting for things to happen, and that's fine. So actually, that conversion would have been a lot simpler than the investment of time needed to rechecker it and put a palm swivel on it. Although, that would have really made this gun a good dedicated sporter. Apart from that, I think I'm quite happy with the result. Dave certainly said it was good enough to shoot, and he could tell the difference. Obviously, his opinion went something along the lines, I don't know if he said it on camera, but he still probably wouldn't buy one and do that to it, because by the time you bought that and invested the time and effort, maybe you should have bought something a little bit better. Perhaps you could have bought yourself a nice old school, you could have bought a Nikko Shadow or something like that for the same money as this second hand, given that their value second hand is fairly minimal. Obviously that's a personal preference thing, and if you wanted to buy a new gun, you can pick one of these up for 600 quid and you can make it into something a little bit more unique and a little bit more beautiful. Was it worth it is very much a personal thing. I don't know, to be honest. I certainly am happy with it. It's a nice test of skill, but I must admit I do this every day and I probably am capable of better than that. However, you have to look at it on a time investment basis. I'm happy with the amount of time I've invested in that, and if it was my gun, I would invest that time. 100%. Just makes it that little bit more adult as a gun. What we're going to do with this, I'm fairly confident we're going to sell this actually. I was thinking we could keep it for posterity, but I think I would like to sell it. I would like to take some of that money to pay for the gun, the base gun, of what it cost us, and I'd like to really donate the rest to charity. I think I'm going to leave that open to offers, and anyone interested, drop us a message and we'll have a chat. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Take care, and I'm really looking forward to our next project. I haven't quite decided what that's going to be. We'll see you soon. Hi guys, welcome to the gun shop.